Okie doke, let's get started. So, I'm hoping that you've all joined me in pyjamas, and it's not just me wearing my gym jams. So, we're going to have a little look at posture first of all. So, to make sure that our joints are aligned correctly, we start with our toes all the way together. Take your toes out like 10 to 2, and then match it with your heels. Okay, so what that does, puts your feet hip bone width apart, which means there isn't any additional stress going through your knees and your hips, so it keeps that joint alignment. Then from there, we're going to stand nice and tall, so lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Now while you do that, try not to arch your back and stick your bum out. We're going to tuck that tail in, so you lengthen your lower back, standing nice and tall, shoulders are down away from your ears, chin's tucked in, breathe, and we're going to squeeze in a great big muscle we've got all the way around our centre called our transverse. Okay, so that's the kind of muscle that if you're walking past a shop window, something like that, you kind of that feeling, but not holding your breath in. So make sure you're still breathing all the way through. Okay, so we'll stand nice and tall, shoulders are back, tails tucked in. We're just going to roll our shoulders. So rolling, rolling, rolling. Breathe. So you want to take nice big deep breaths, open out your rib cage, just allow those shoulders to move. This is a really important movement. We're going to come back to this later when we're lying down. So this just shoulders going all the way back, all the way down, and then releasing. So we'll try and remember this later on. Or just let your ear go gently down towards your shoulder, and then change sides. So take your time, loosen off your neck, and just double check to yourself, oh, am I still in that neutral spine? Tails tucked in, still standing nice and tall, and taking a nice big deep breath. And then we'll turn your head all the way across to one side, and all the way back to the other. Good, good. So change sides. And just breathe, mobilizing those joints in your neck gradually and gently. Fantastic. Lovely. From here, we're going to think about that transverse again, that kind of muscular corset, if you like. So it's almost like there's maybe a spring joining your belly button and your spine. So that's just drawing in nice and tight. We're going to bend your knees, push your hips back behind you. Now you don't have to go very low. Just a little bit and come back up again. But what you'll notice is almost straight away, as soon as you hold that transverse in and then bend your knees, that transverse wants to pop out. Okay? So it's our job in terms of posture and stability and supporting that lower back to engage that kind of muscular corset, draw it in, lengthen with our spine and support those bones and joints in that lumbar spine, that lower back. Breathe, and just have a go. Do a few more. And this is a movement that we do all the time with bending down, putting plates in the dishwasher, picking things up off the floor. So if we can try and learn to support our spine while we do it, then hopefully we can start to look after our lower back through lots of our normal everyday activities. Breathe. So we're not holding our breath in, we're holding our core, our transverse abdominis, our muscles in. Be good. We'll have a little bit of balance. So if you come up onto your tiptoes, and then slowly down. Now I'm hoping that you guys are in slippers with your pyjamas. If you need to take them off, take your slippers off, just do it in bare feet. You can do. Breathe. We're going to have a go at lifting those arms and slowly down. So take your time, breathe and extend. If you want to make that any harder, you can close your eyes on the way down. So have another go. Breathe, lift up onto those tiptoes. Good, good. Extend and control gently down. Fantastic. Good job, guys. We'll do two more. So we're lifting, tummy in, Tail tucked in, lengthening and controlling slowly down. Good, we'll make it one more. The eyes open on the way up and eyes closed on the way back down. Fantastic, well done. Okay, another one for balance. A little bit trickier, you can put one foot in front of the other. It's a bit like a tightrope. Now if you do struggle with balance at all, go slightly wider or even wider still. Okay, so have a go. Try not to have your back foot turning out to the side though. Make sure both feet are facing all straight to the front. We'll stand nice and tall, shoulders are down, hands across your chest, and just twist a little bit one way, and twist a little bit to the other side. So we still want those shoulders down, that neck nice and long, that chin tucked in, that tail tucked in. Good. And this should be a little bit wobblier than you thought it was going to be. So it's a bit of a tricky one. And you should feel all kinds of different muscles switching on the sides of your legs, outside of your ankles maybe. Breathe. Lovely. And we'll change sides. So do the other side. So put the other leg in front, like a tightrope, one in front of the other. Standing nice and tall, tail tucked in. And your weight should be 50-50. So in the centre. Hands go across your chest, shoulders stay down. And we'll lift and tuck that chin. And just breathe and twist ever so slightly. So it's not a massive movement, but the effort is in keeping everything else nice and still and in balancing. Fantastic. Good job, well done. We'll do one more each way. Fantastic. And we'll come back to that good posture, that neutral spine. So we'll breathe, stand nice and tall. We'll tuck your chin and start to roll down one bone at a time. Now it's important that you don't just fold over and take a bow at your hips. We're trying to work our way through the joints in our back. You're rounding your spine, softening it. Breathe. And just go to wherever feels comfortable for you today. You don't have to go all the way down at all. Now we're going to try and bring your hips back to the centre and restack and realign back in that neutral posture. Breathe. And we'll have another go. So we'll tuck your chin, let your shoulders come forwards, and as you're lowering, notice your hip bones just ever so slightly moving backwards. They have to do that to balance you, so that's okay. Breathe. And just go to wherever you feel comfortable. And then gradually uncurl, allowing that pelvis to come back towards the centre. And you restack your spine one bone at a time on top of it. We'll do one more of those. That should feel quite nice. Should be that we're just loosening and softening. Good, make sure you're still breathing. Fantastic. Lovely. Good job, well done. Perfect, so we're going to bring ourselves down onto your hands and your knees. So you can roll your way down if that's comfortable. Or lower yourself down however you feel best. So put your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Take a breath in and just have a go gently lifting your spine. Only go as far as it feels comfortable. And then bring it back down, lift your head and lift your tail. We'll do each one again. So we breathe and lift. And then lower it down, lift your head, lift your tail. Good. So just gradually loosening, softening, and breathe. Fabulous. Good. And then we'll come to the centre. So make sure your spine's nicely in line. Shoulders are down away from your ears. And in order to keep that core nice and stable, it almost feels as if someone was about to take a photograph. So you kind of draw in that belly button to spine feeling. Not holding your breath, make sure you keep breathing all the way through. So there's always air coming in and out. But we'll just engage almost as if someone was about to take a quick snap. Okay, so we'll hold that in. And the important thing on this exercise is not letting your hips swing side to side. Okay, so those we want to keep really, really still, and that's the hard bit. The movement is the easy bit. The movement that we're going to do is extending one leg away behind you. Okay, now it doesn't have to lift far, it doesn't have to lift high. You can keep your toes on the floor if you want, or you can lift them slightly away. What makes it hard is that we're trying to keep your hips in the centre and not let them swish across to the other side. So change your legs nice and gently, nice and slowly. As if you've got an Easter egg balanced on your lower back. Breathe and extend the other side away. So I'm about halfway through doing my second leg. If you've done lots and lots of legs by now, you perhaps did it a little bit too quickly. Okay, so it's this changeover bit that's really the hardest bit. And it is hard, it's phenomenally hard if you do it without swinging your hips side to side. And we can all extend our leg behind us, absolutely. But to do it without swinging your hips is really, really tricky. Okay, so we'll try our best. Breathe. If you're used to doing Pilates, if you've been many, many times and you want to add in the opposite arm, by all means do. It can stay on the floor or it can lift a little bit. Neither of these need to lift high. They really don't. The danger if they lift high is that you tend to arch your back. And what we want is that nice neutral spine. We want our back to not be dipping and arching. We're going to do a couple more on each side. Breathe, take your time, okay? So keep having a go. Hi Nicola, class is an hour, so it's 8 till 9. Fantastic, good to see some people joining us, that's really awesome. Hi. Fantastic, well done. So we're going to do one more. So make this one that you're doing the last one. And then we'll sit back onto your heels, have a little stretch, have a little breather. Fantastic. We'll come all the way down onto your front. So we're lying down on your tummy. Hands are going to go out to the sides. And that movement that we talked about at the beginning, that shoulder roll, that's where this is going to come in. Okay? So we'll try and tilt our pelvis. Engage that transverse, that core muscle, as if we've got a little ice cube underneath your belly button. And just keep your hands, your arms, your elbows nice and relaxed. Your head will be down when you're doing it, and the shoulder movement is just to take your shoulders back and down, and then release. Okay? There's not a lot to see. This is the one that we did standing up right at the beginning. Shoulders are coming all the way in and all the way down. It's not a massive movement, it shouldn't be. But it is really focused on those posture muscles in the top of your back. So we'll squeeze and then release and have another go. Squeeze it in, slide down away from your ears and then release. Good. So squeezing the top of your back, sliding down and then release. Fantastic. Squeezing in, sliding down. Try and relax your bum and your legs and your feet. We're just having a go at activating those posture muscles, trying to make them work against gravity. So giving them a good old squeeze. If that feels okay, we can squeeze it, slide it down and hold it. Try and push your chest down into the floor and extend your upper back slightly. Now we're trying very hard not to dip our lower back. So we're trying not to arch here, okay? So keep that lower back nice and lengthened. And we'll have another go. Squeeze your shoulders in, slide them down, push your chest down, and we'll lift your head and your collarbones. But relax your lower back and your bum, and your legs and your feet. Good. We'll do a couple more. So squeezing in, extending and breathing. Fantastic. So it's really focused, really controlled, just activating right around those posture muscles at the top of your back. Breathe. Fabulous. Perfect. Next one we're going to do, we're going to take your hands and put them underneath your hip bones. Okay? So if you wiggle your bum side to side, you'll be able to feel the bony bits of your pelvis squashing your fingers. And from there, we can relax your head, relax your legs, relax your arms, but find that neutral spine. So making sure that we're not just lying, taking the shape of the floor. We're going to tilt our pelvis, breathe, and lift that belly button ever so slightly. So again, like there's an ice cube or something under there. Use your hands to check your own technique. And see if you can lift one leg just a tiny bit away from the floor, but without squashing your fingers with your hip bone. And that's the hard bit. So it's not the movement that's hard, lifting your leg, that's the easy bit. It's not twisting your pelvis, not pushing your hip down, and ultimately not arching your back. So the stability is the hard bit, the movement is the easy bit. So breathe. The movement almost feels like you're lengthening your leg away. So it is a lift, but it's not a massive lift. And we need to try and get away from it being a massive lift, because if we lift too high, we tend to, again, arch that lower back. So trying to do things that are looking after our back. We want tummy in, so spine supported, and lengthening and lifting just a tiny bit, but without that pelvis rotation. Keep going. So if your hips are pushing down on your fingers, your pelvis is tipping side to side. And if your pelvis is tipping side to side, then your lower back is being rotated in an uncontrolled way. It's not that rotating your lower back is generally bad, but we want to do it with control when we wanted to, not as a byproduct of another movement. Keep going. Let's do 2 or 3 more. Just have a little look at our comments. No problem, Nicola. We'll see you soon. Love it, Jodie. And why not? Yeah, we can help balance. That's all I've got on that one. Good job. We'll make this one your last one. Breathe. Fantastic, guys. I'm going to push back onto your heels. So you take a nice little stretch. Lovely. And then we'll come all the way up to sitting. Okay, so those of you that joined us after the beginning, later on we need a towel, any old towel, and a cushion. So any old cushion, maybe from your sofa or pillow, anything like that. So if you haven't already got one, go grab yourself one. And we're going to do just a little side and stretch, and then change sides. Fantastic. Good. So just gradually and gently easing your way across. And breathe. Lovely. Super. We'll sit up nice and tall. Rotate. Just gradually trying to look behind you and then change sides. So sitting up, 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 up. Fabulous. Good. So lifting and lengthening. So the hand that's behind you should be pushing down onto the floor so that you can lift a little bit higher. So rotate. We'll do one more. Good. Well done. And we'll take your legs out in front of you. Take a breath in, tuck your chin, and just gently roll down. So again, not forcing anything. Rounding your back more than leaning towards your toes. So trying to soften that spine, almost make it into a C shape. And then gradually lengthen all the way back up to sitting nice and tall on those bones in your bum. Breathe. We'll have another go. Tuck your chin. Roll gradually and gently down. Breathe. So it doesn't have to be too far. We're not trying to fold in half and get a massive hamstring stretch. We're trying to look at mobilising our spine. Good. We'll do one or two more, but take your time. So you're just rounding your back, extending as far as it feels comfortable. And breathe and coming back up. Good. One more. Lovely. Fantastic. Okay then, we're going to bring ourselves down so we're lying down. First thing we're going to do is take both your knees to one side and your head to the other. So have a go at that. So knees go one way, head goes the other. So your knees stay pretty much glued together, hips twist, and head goes the other way. So we're sending your lower back just gradually rotating to one side and your head going the other way. Just getting a little bit of a twist to release that back. Good. Lovely. We'll do one more. Fantastic. Then come to the centre. We'll try and do a little pelvic tilt. Now it's not a huge move. There's not much that you can see, but you can feel it on yourself. So if you pop your hand underneath your lower back, tilt your pelvis, push down with your spine so that you're squashing your hand, and then come back to normal. So there's a little gap between your spine and your hand. And just do that again. So it's a pelvic tilt. Not lifting your bum stays on the floor. Good. And breathe. Fabulous. Well done. We can take your hand out and just keep that going. It's a small movement for our lower back just to nicely mobilise it. And release. Fabulous. And then we'll see if we can peel away from the floor, one bone at a time. So just gradually and gently. So this time we are lifting, bottom away from the floor, lower back away from the floor, middle back away from the floor, and resting on the back of your shoulder blades. We're not trying to go too high. We want your ribs in and down, the core switched on, and then we'll control our way down, one bone at a time. And it is all about that control. Try not to rush it, taking your time, breathing, and then have another go. So peel away from the floor, gradually and gently. Try not to just lift your whole back in one go. Try to allow those joints to move. Get those ribs in and down. And control, control, control all the way down. Good. And part of what helps us get better at Pilates is our awareness and our understanding. So sometimes having your hands on your hips can really help you notice. So if there's any little wiggles and jiggles, any sideways movements or dipping or rocking, those are the things that we're trying to feel for and try and make sure that they don't happen next time. So we are trying to keep that control and that stability. If you want to have a go with your elbows away from the floor, you can. So you can bring your hands up across your chest, or you can take hands on your hips with your elbows a little bit higher. And that just means that you can't accidentally lean on them for balance and support. So that all of that movement up and down has been you. I'm going to do one more. And breathe. Good. Peeling away from the floor, one bone at a time. Ribs in and down, not too high. Just that nice neutral spine at the top. And controlling back down. Try not to make it wiggly and jiggly. Lovely. We'll bring both your knees into your chest if that's comfortable. If it's not, just do one at a time. And just take a breath. And release. Perfect. If you have your cushion nearby, we're going to pop it underneath you. If not, don't worry, you can do it without. It's just to do a stretch. So if you've got a cushion, pop it underneath your pelvis. If it squashes itself all the way down to almost flat, and you feel like you're not really very lifted, fold it in half so that you're a little bit higher. Okay, so what we're aiming for is just for your pelvis to be higher up than it is when you're lying on the floor. And from there, we're going to bring one knee into your chest, hold on to it and straighten out the other leg. Okay, but we're trying to almost make ourselves into a bit of a banana shape. With the top part of your hip, hopefully, being the bit that we're stretching. Okay, so the front of your hip on your straight leg. So we're easing that knee in. And this is a muscle, it's a group of muscles really, but we call it our hip flexor. So any movement we make, any step we take, walking upstairs, anything at all, starts with our hip flexor. Anytime we're sitting down, our hip flexors are shortened. And we don't really tend to stretch them that often because it's a bit of a faff, what we're having to fold a cushion in half and pop it underneath our pelvis. We change sides. But we could. We don't need any special equipment. It is just a cushion. It is just lying down. We could do this. And what's special about this hip flexor muscle is that it joins on both sides to every single vertebrae in our lower back. So if that hip flexor gets tight or tense or shortened, it pulls on your lower back all day. Okay, so having a little bit of a release is a really, really good thing. Breathe. Good. Well, bend your knees, slide that away. So that's all we needed the cushion for. We don't need it for anything else. Obviously, feel free to pop it under your head if you wanted to, but we don't need it for anything else. Perfect. Well, we'll find that neutral spine. So tilt your pelvis backwards and forwards, find the centre. And we need that transverse to switch on, so that kind of belly button down feeling. So we'll take a breath. And as we breathe out, we'll try and draw our belly button in towards our spine, almost as if I was standing over you, about to drop something on your tummy and kind of and squeeze and hold it. Now, not 100%, because then we tend not to breathe. So make sure you can still breathe. We've got that neutral spine, and our transverse is stabilising us. That's holding us in. Use your hands, put them on your hip bones. Okay? And then be really, really honest about what you feel. Now I'm going to tell you what is probably going to happen, Your right hip, any second now, is about to go down, okay? So we'll pop our hands on our hips, breathe, belly button in towards our spine, keep breathing, neutral spine, and see if we can lift our right leg off the floor. Now check your right hip, because it's probably already gone down. Now it's incredibly difficult to not let that right hip sink. You can hear it in my voice, how difficult that is. Control it back down, breathe, and change sides. So this time it's our left hip that's going to want to go down, and we're going to have to fight really, really hard to get it to stay level and in the right place. Fabulous. Okay. Now if you're thinking, oh, happy days, my hip doesn't move, check again. Okay, check again. Breathe, stabilize, check with your fingers, check from inside, and see if we can gradually and gently peel your weight off the leg, but without letting that pelvis twist. If your pelvis twists, your lower back twists. And then change sides. So it's phenomenally hard to do it well. Okay? And as with a lot of these exercises, the movement, that's the easy bit. Lifting your leg up, no problem. Not moving your hip, that is really, really tricky. Okay, breathe. That feels okay and you're happy with it, and you think your hip's nice and stable, you can extend that leg away from you. Not too high, not too low. And then we'll bend it and put it down. Be good. So again, the focus is on your core. Now, as soon as we take the weight of your leg further away from your core, your back will feel like it wants to arch. So now we need that core to keep our back stable and to not let our hip twist. There's even more going on there. It's not easy at all. It's incredibly hard to do it well. But we've got time. Take your time. There is no rush at all. Breathe. Fabulous. We're lifting and extending if you want to. You don't have to extend it away. It's up to you. Try and make sure those ribs stay in and down. Get your back to an arch. Be good. We'll do one more on each side. So activating that core, not letting your back arch. Breathing. Taking your time. Fantastic. Be good. Perfect, guys. Well done. We'll take a full body stretch. So arms and legs are away. Have a little breather. Be good. Lovely. Well, bend your knees and take your hands behind your head. So your hands are going to support your head and your neck is going to completely relax. And that's the hardest bit on this one, is relaxing your neck. Your neck will want to squeeze and do kind of half the movement for you. And we want your neck to be nice and relaxed. Bring your elbows in so that we can't use them for momentum at all. Relax that neck, take a breath in, and then slide your rib cage towards your pelvis. So it looks like a sit-up. It is a sit-up, but we're not using our neck at all. So we're not pulling on our neck, we're not squeezing with it. So it's nice and relaxed. All of the effort is coming from our abdominals. And we tend to find that when we do abdominal movements and sit-ups and things, we tend to use our neck quite a lot. But whatever, and some momentum from our elbows as well. Whatever percentage is coming from our neck and momentum and everything else, good luck, isn't coming from our core. So if we can try and take all of those things out of it, Make whatever movement we are doing 100% focused on our core. It's a much more effective thing to do. If you can, and if you want to, you can lift one leg at the same time. Now again, the difficulty level depends on if you can keep that pelvis stable or not. So if we're lifting upper body and lower body, the likelihood is again that pelvis is twisted a little bit. So take your time, have a go, breathe. Fantastic. So keep going if you can, doing really, really well. Just going to grab a little quick drink. Obviously you can grab a drink anytime you like. Good stuff. Well done. We're going to do 2 or 3 more. Take your time, breathe. A nice big wide deep breath in. Fabulous. Good, good. Doing really, really well. So we'll make this one your last one, if you haven't already. And we'll take a full body stretch. Lovely. Then we'll bend your knees. Perfect. Do that little pelvic tilt, find our centre, our neutral spine. And we're going to come back to the first move that we did, but then build on it. We're going to take your fingers and just press them in, maybe either side of your belly button, just somewhere into that core. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, maybe breathe out through your nose, so you're just engaging slightly. Not massively, not 100%, we still need to be able to breathe. You're just engaging slightly. We're going to have a go at lifting that one leg, exactly as we did, and then seeing if we can lift some weight off our second leg. So maybe lift it up onto your tiptoes. You don't have to lift it away from the floor, but what we're doing is feeling with our hands if that core can stay in. So pop it all the way back down. And again, I'll tell you what your body's likely to do. It will want to push out all the way here. Okay, and if it does push out, your back will probably arch as well. So what we're trying to do is keep everything engaged, keep everything stable, lift some weight off that second leg, maybe come up onto the end of your tiptoe, and control it gently back down. And have another go. So we're lifting with one leg, trying to keep our hips level, breathing, ribs in and down, and lifting some weight away from that second leg, so we're lightening our foot on the floor. And then change sides. Breathe. Belly button in and down, not letting it pop up. Okay, each time you come down, start with both your heels on the floor and weight on your feet. Engage your core and then lift some of the weight off your first foot and then all of the weight off it. And some of the weight off your second foot, just to the point where you feel like you're teetering on the edge of your tummy wanting to pop out. And make sure you can keep it in. Good, good. It's really, really hard, mentally and physically. Breathe. Engage. And just try and teach our body to understand how to stabilise. And strengthen those stability muscles, but only if we are stable. Everything's moving in an uncontrolled way. Our stabilising muscles aren't doing anything, so we can't get any stronger. Breathe. We'll do one more. Fabulous. Well done. We'll take a full body stretch, take a deep breath. And we'll grab your towel. So right at the beginning, we asked you to get a towel. If you missed that bit, don't worry. If you haven't got one, don't worry, you can do it without. If you have got a towel, we're going to try and pop one leg in it and just to hold on to it for a hamstring stretch. Okay. If you haven't got a towel, you can hold on to your pajama trousers. You can hold on to the back of your thigh. You can hold your calf. You can hold wherever you feel comfortable. A towel is quite a nice thing to do it on, just because we have them around the house anyway. And then hopefully, in the coming weeks, we might do a stretch from time to time. It's very supportive, it's solid, it's not going anywhere, which means your leg can relax into that stretch. Once we're there, try and relax your breathing a little bit. Try not to force it or bounce it. Shouldn't feel uncomfortable, we just want to be at a mild point of tension in a way. Try and relax your leg. If it starts to shake or anything, it's telling you it's gone a bit too far. Good. And breathe. And eventually you might feel as if it can come a little bit further towards you. It might come a bit further in. If it does, great. If it doesn't, leave it where it was. You want to keep that leg nice and straight, your bum down. And breathe. I'll just bring that same leg slightly across the centre line of your body. So this is my right leg, and I'm bringing it a couple of inches to the left, so it's coming towards the middle of me. That's it, not very far. And again, breathe and relax into it. Good. And we'll come back to where you started. And take it a couple of inches out wide. Now, not very wide, because that would be a different muscle. You're still in the centre. And breathe. We're just slightly off centre, we're not in the centre. Good. Lovely. Then we'll change your legs. So do the other side. This is your hamstring that we're trying to stretch. Hamstring is a little group of muscles on the back of your thigh. We want it to be a nice straight leg that we're stretching. The muscles that we're stretching run from below your knee to that bone in your bum that you sit on, that sitting bone. So that's why we need our leg to be straight. If your leg's bent and the muscle goes below your knee, we're not really stretching it. So if we can keep that leg nice and straight, we can get a more effective stretch. It's also why we need our bum to be down. So you start to lift your bum, again, the same thing, it's not stretching as far as it could. Breathe. We'll see if we can ease it in a little bit further. Again, don't force it or bounce it, just take your time. Fabulous. And this hamstring, because it joins onto that sitting bone in your bum, if these get tight or short, they tend to tilt your pelvis, which in turn pulls on your back. You bring it across the centre line of your body. So this is my left leg, and I'm bringing it a couple of inches to the right. So if yours is your right leg, you'll be going a couple of inches to your left. Breathe. It's really, really good for keeping a posture correct as well, hamstrings. We'll come back to the centre. And then go slightly wide, so not very far, just a little bit. Still trying to relax that leg into your towel. Good. Breathe. Fantastic. We'll lower that all the way down. We'll get rid of the towel. Your cushion that you had before, if you've still got it, we'll bring that back. If not, don't worry. We'll just pop it underneath your head, lie down on your side. Also, both arms out in front of you. Now you're aiming for your knees to be stacked, your hips to be stacked, and your hips not to move at all in this. Okay? Everything I'm about to give you is going to make your hip want to go back, your knee want to go back, and all of you roll over. So you need to just be aware of that and try and stay really, really still. We'll take a breath in. As we breathe out, we'll lift that top arm up towards the ceiling and just stay there. So your arms round about vertical. Okay, you can turn your head, look down the line of your arm, make sure that your knee on your hip stays still, and just rotate your spine ever so slightly. So we're still looking right down the line of our arm. We're not going very far. Gravity's helping us a little bit, and that hand is definitely nowhere near the floor. And bring it back again. We'll have another go. So we'll breathe. We'll breathe out to lift. We'll come up to the centre, line ourselves up, nose is looking towards your thumb. Rotate your spine, open out slightly, ease away through that chest. Breathe and bring it back. We're looking at a spine rotation, but also opening out some of those posture muscles in your chest, in your upper back, mobilising around that shoulder and that neck. Definitely not moving our hips or our knees. It's like your whole lower body's stuck in concrete. That's not going anywhere. Good. Fabulous. You might find that you could get a little bit further on these ones. But still try and look down the line of your arm. Don't just release your arm all the way back and hang it out the back of your shoulder joint. Take your time, get your shoulder to its optimal position, and then rotate your spine. Good. And then this next one, your last one of these. Fantastic. Well done. Good. From there, we'll come back onto your back. I'm going to take my right ankle. You can do it the other way around if you want to, but right ankle over your left knee. Pick up your left leg from the floor and reach through the gap and round the outside. You get a bit of a stretch on the side of your bum. Okay. So that's a little bit of a funny little muscle that runs right through your pelvis called your piriformis. And the reason that that's important is that it sits right next to your sciatic nerve. So sometimes if piriformis is, I don't even know if that's the plural word, piriformi, who knows? If your piriformis, that's a better way of putting that, gets tight, it can start to press on your sciatic nerve. So for some people, if their sciatica is caused by their piriformis, this is a really good stretch to do. If you don't have sciatica, and if you do and it's not caused by your piriformis, this will cause you no harm at all, and it's still a really good stretch to keep your hip joints nice and mobile and supple. And change sides. Good. We'll reach. So I've got left ankle over my right knee. Left arm reaching through the gap in the middle and holding on behind my right thigh. Breathe. And this is a muscle that we use quite a lot. Stepping sideways, so things like getting in and out of a car. And that realistically is the thing that we're not doing at the moment. So the likelihood is this muscle might get a little bit tighter during this period. So stretching it out is a really, really good thing to do. Breathe. Lovely. We'll lower that down. Take a full body stretch, depending on how you've got your kit set up today. You can either roll the other way if that's the space you've got, or if you want to sit up and flip over the sides, you can do. But just make sure that you're doing the other side to open out with our chest. So we'll lie on our side, take your arms out in front of you, breathe. A nice big deep breath in. And we'll lift that top arm up towards the ceiling. When it gets vertical, leave it there. Have a look down the line of your arm so your nose is in the same direction as your thumb. And then open back just ever so slightly, but making sure that your hip and your knee are not going anywhere. And bring it back again. So again, not a massive movement, but just thinking about our joint alignment. Shoulder down away from the ears. Arm not pulling on that shoulder joint. Mobilising just gradually and gently with our spine. Good. Take your time, keep breathing. Reset, realign and open out. Good. Fantastic. So lifting that top arm up towards the ceiling, shoulders down away from your ears and rotating with that spine. Try and keep it nice and controlled if you can, so it's not too jerky. We'll do one more. Breathe. Fabulous. Lovely. Well done. From there, we'll come on up to sitting. So, grab a drink if you want one. And we'll come on up to a comfortable sitting position. So however works for you. You don't have to have your legs crossed if that's not comfortable for you today. You can have them out, wherever feels best. We'll sit up nice and tall, lengthen, reach, and breathe. And then change sides. So up, 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 lengthen, and reach. So those bones in your bum where we're sitting, we're trying to sit right up on top of them. So lengthening, not sitting off the back of them, sitting up, 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 up. We'll have another go. Stretching across. And those bones that we're sitting on, those sitting bones, they're the same sitting bones that our hamstrings are attached to. So we can see that if our hamstrings get taut and shorter, they'll tilt our pelvis and affect our posture and our lower back, just overall health. Good. So we'll stay up nice and tall. One hand behind you, other hand to your opposite knee. And have a look all the way over that shoulder. And breathe. And change sides. So up, up, up. Hands go around behind you. The hand behind pushes down. And the hand that's on your knee pulls you round. Just slightly. So not forcing anything, taking your time. Good. So we're lifting, lifting, lifting. And rotating, looking over your shoulder. And breathe and change sides. So lifting, lifting, lifting. And looking over your shoulder. Good. We'll do one more each way. Fabulous. Good. Lovely. And we'll take your legs out, nice and straight. Breathe, tuck your chin, roll gently forwards. So trying to get as much of a curve through that spine as you can. So tuck your chin, roll your shoulders round your back and reach ever so slightly. So not forcing it, not bouncing it at all. You possibly feel your lower back stretching, and you may also feel your hamstring stretching. That's okay, we're not trying to force either of those though. It's just nice and gentle. It's more for mobilising the joints than it is for stretching the surrounding muscles. Good. Breathe. Lovely. Good job, we'll do one more. Lovely. And we'll come on up to your hands and knees. So again, wherever's comfortable, whatever space you've got, just push your back up ever so slightly and lower down, lift your head, lift your tail. Good. Round your back and release. Fantastic. Well done, guys. So tuck your toes underneath and just start to bring yourselves gently back up to standing. So uncurl, nice and gradually. And we'll come and find a little space where we can do our good posture. So feet hip width apart. And just release gently side to side. So again, not forcing it, not rushing it, taking your time. Breathe. Lovely. Come back to the centre, roll those shoulders. So loosening those posture muscles all around your upper back. Standing nice and tall. Take a breath in. We'll tuck your chin and lower down, one bone at a time. So again, take your time round your back. Breathe. Soften your spine. Open out your rib cage and just go as far as you feel comfortable. You don't have to force it or bounce it, just wherever you feel best. And then gradually work your way back from there, bringing those hips back to the centre. Realigning that spine, lengthening that neck, bringing your shoulders down away from your ears and opening out your rib cage. We'll do one more. Tuck your chin. Breathe. Roll down, one bone at a time. Take your time, there's no rush. You'll notice that your hips gradually work their way backwards. They do, that's okay. They're meant to do that, so there's no problem. Breathe. And gradually uncurl, so you're restacking back up into that perfect posture. So shoulders are down, tail's already tucked in, neck's already lengthened, chin's already tucked in. Take a nice big deep breath in and release. And then again, another deep breath in and release. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for joining me on my first Facebook Live. So thank you very much. Please let me know how you got on, any comments, any questions, anything that was perhaps difficult to understand or you needed an option or anything like that. Please let me know. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and I will see you guys soon. Take care.